Hello, welcome replay viewers. Welcome, I see some of you coming in. Thank you for joining us. I say us because, well, I'm the only one in here, but we're all in this room, right? I'll let a few more people come in and then I'll flip this around here. Welcome, Mary and JSBG. Molly, maybe? I'm not sure of English. I'm assuming is probably your last name. So welcome, welcome. Or you teach English. I guess that could be it too. Hello. Speech Teach. What is your first name? I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank here. And please let me know, guys, if this is your first time coming in. Go ahead and let me know with a 1 if it's your first time here. I'm going to flip around. Hi. Let's see if I can get this. Candace. Awesome. I love the name Candace. Silly story, but when when you were a kid and used to play school. Oh gosh, okay, we're going to hold this for now. Candace was my go-to name. That was the name I used to always pretend like I was. Silly story. But welcome, welcome. Well, my name is Desiree, and I'm sorry, this is sitting at a very strange angle here. Okay, sorry. My name is Desiree, and I am a school-based speech-language pathologist, and I serve preschool through 6th grade this year. So I have a variety of a bunch of different kids that I see, and I love to, with that variety, as you guys know, comes, beyond the high number comes lots of varied goals you have to target and lots of varied kids. I am in Southwest Ohio. So yeah, you guys can let me know what states you're in. And then also too, when you're in the comments too, when you see someone, you're like, oh, other fellow speech, feel free to kind of click on each other's names. And if you think, oh, and follow each other and things like that, I think it's always fun to collaborate that way. So welcome. Today we are going to talk about pool noodles. And I feel really funny. As you can see, I'm wearing a scarf. I had my son's lacrosse game today and it's cold out here. It was actually snowing out here yesterday. So it's kind of funny that I'm talking about pool noodles. However, they are out at least our Dollar Tree. Oh, 80 degrees sounds heavenly to me right now. They are out in our Dollar Tree right now. And I have found a ton of uses for them in my room, and I use them year round. So without further ado, I'm going to try this. I'm not quite sure what this tripod is giving me a hard time today. I feel like you're gonna fall. Okay, I don't want you guys wobbling all over the place. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, reach down and show them. I am going to show you how simple it is. I just picked up some new ones. I am actually just coming back. I have to go back tomorrow from spring break, so I don't have all of mine with me from work, but I can always use extra ones. And so I just picked up some new ones too to show you guys how simple it is. What I do is I cut my pool noodles and I cut them up. I mean, I'm sure you could probably think of different ways to use them just use them in general. However, I do cut them up. But I want to show you guys how easy it is to cut. So I just cut them like this. I tried at first, the first time I thought I'd have to, kind of like carve it with a knife or things like that, but I literally just take scissors and cut them. And what I do, first of all, and I like to have different colors. What I like to do, which I have at work, hi Allie, welcome. We're talking about pool noodles. I like to have different colors. I like to color code my things a lot at work, with green being the initial position of words if we're doing articulation, and with red being the final position. So red and green are two of the colors that I have. But for today's purposes, I have green and orange. So figured I would switch it up for what I have at work too. And I do like to have a third color too. Right now my color is blue. They didn't have yellow. I'd like to use yellow in the medial position, but to use for a different color for medial position too. But before we even get to the speech aspect thing too, these are great to have on hand too for just like stress balls. Kids like to squeeze them just like stress balls. And talk about cheap. I mean, you can get, gosh, you get so many out of one pool noodle for $1. But I use them as stress balls too. So stress ball is one thing you can use it for. So there's one thing. Another thing you can use it for, and I just picked these up this week. I have some more at school too, but from last year. I picked these up at the Target dollar bin. So, and they were $1. I know the Target dollar bin's kind of getting a little tricky on us, or we have to kind of check and see if it's $1 or $3. These are $1 rather. Sorry, they're $1, and these are bug nets. Welcome to those of you who are coming in. We're talking about pool noodles, but I'm also showing you another way to use them. So what I do with my kids, and before I do this, let me cut up a few here. I'm going to cut up some orange ones here. And like you can see, I mean, this is really how easy it is. These are not some fancy scissors or anything like that. And it gets, I mean, it's, as you can see, it's really pretty clean cut. It's not bad. They are so easy to do. And if you have some older students, you can have them help you with that. I think they would think that was pretty cool too. So I'm going to have a couple of different colors here. I have pool noodles kind of like scattering here in front of me. Okay. So what you're going to do is you can use them in lots of different ways with your net. What you do is you could drop in, this isn't an articulation card, but just pretend like it is. You could drop in a task card, whether it be artic, language, or whatnot, in here as they do it. Then they can either practice saying it those multiple times. Let's say the word said cat. Cat, cat, and they could just thread one on each time, cat. Or what you could also do is, if they're segmenting, you could say, now see I need 3 different colors, but it doesn't really matter. K, a, t, and they can segment it, so k, a, t. If you want to take it a step further, and they love doing this, it's so simple and so easy. And then they collect all their cards they've said, and then what I do too, so they've collected their cards in here, okay? So they've collected their cards as they say their task cards. So they've said each one as they're putting them in, and they're either putting one in, or if you want, you could load this up with, say, making a cute pattern here, say 5, and each time they have the word, they have to say it 5 times. So cat, 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 cat. If you saw Felice's little her show I guess it was 2 weeks ago, she was doing that with beads, and so a similar type of thing there. So you can do that where they say it each time, but the beauty of them having it in this net too is then every card they then take out when they're finished, they have to do it again. So for each time they take it out. So each time they put it in, then each time they take it out. If you want, you could do each time they take it in, take data on that, so as they're doing it, and then take data, keep your data a little separate for each time they take it off, because you're in the beginning of the session, and then you're teaching to the sound, and maybe you're giving them a bunch of prompts and cues, and then maybe you want to see how do they do now that I've given them all of these things. Let me see how they're going to do, and how when on their own, and take some data that way too. Thanks for the hearts, guys. They're matching my pretty colors here. So that's one idea with these bug nets, and they love the bug nets, and they're so simple and so easy, and it's just nice to get that extra use out of them. Another way, so first we had stress ball for them to squeeze. Second, we had either you could do segmenting, do some phonological awareness with here. They also could take the cards and say, is that card have the sound, your target sound, in the initial position or the final position, and they choose that color pool noodle to put on. So you have phonological awareness, you have articulation. You can use it just as simple, token reinforcement for any goal for language. You can use it as they're segmenting words in a sentence. They're forming a sentence. If you wanted to get a bunch of different colors, you could probably color code them for different parts of speech and whatnot too. Okay, so you have that. All right, so I think you could pretty much target just about anything. You could also, before I move on, let me tell you one more thing you could do. As far as with your social skills groups, I like to, with my social skills group, when they're practicing something such as commenting on something that their partner said, or asking their partner a question rather than monologuing, things like that, I like to reward them and reinforce that, hey, I saw that, I noticed that you're doing this. Yeah, do you have different WH questions too? Excellent. That's another idea for it too. I like that you're doing this. But I don't want to interrupt them and say, hey, I saw you ask, Johnny a question, or that's awesome. I love how you checked in with your eyes to send them an iMessage to see if they understood what you were saying, because I'm not an eye contact person. I like why are you using your eyes? But for me to interrupt them to say that, I'm contradicting what I'm trying to get them to do, because that's not natural. So perhaps orange represents you asked your partner a question. Green represents you commented on something your partner said, made a relevant comment. And then you can just kind of gently hand them the colors that represent the different tasks and what they're working on. And they may be working on different things within the group. And then they have that reward and that tangible thing. But you're not interrupting them to say that and completely derailing them off what they're working on. Same thing where if you saw Hallie, I love her idea the other day with paper clips. Same kind how you can chain those two. I think you could do that with those too. But just another idea, because I don't know about you, but I feel like I need to switch up what I'm using with the kids, not only to keep them interesting, but to keep me too. You could chalkboard paint aside and write letters on them. Excellent idea. Excellent idea. I like to cut out vinyl and stuff with my Cricut, and I have chalkboard vinyl. I wonder, I'm going to try that and see if that works. I meant to try some labels on them, and I'm sorry, guys, the day got away from me. Another idea, and I have to give one of the fabulous, yes, dry erase markers on the table, yes. I love my Cricut too. Oh, it's like a love of mine, but I won't get started on that or I won't go off that topic. And I have to give credit where credit's due. I caught this gem of an idea from one of my kindergarten teachers. And what she did, now she had a little bit larger balloons, is she sliced them. And I've done this with and without the letters. And she had written on letters with Sharpies. Okay. This is a C, but I know I'm not sure if it's reversed for you guys or not. I'm sorry. So say, I don't know why I'm still on the word cat. Don't have a cat, so I'm not sure. I have a dog, but yeah, I'm on a cat today, apparently. Let's see, I'm doing these all the same color, but okay. So you have a bunch of different letters here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys, I'm going to flip you around. Okay, there we go. I'm going to flip you around. The reason why I'm flipping you around, I'm going to scoot my computer back here, is I'm not sure if you can see. It's kind of looks a little dark. So let me know if you can't see, guys. There's the edge of my table. Now this table it's one of those IKEA tables, so it's pretty thick here. But, so it's not as thick as my tables are at work. But what you can do, now that if you slice a little hole in them, is the kids can then make their own words on the table. You guys see that okay? Give me some hearts if you can see it. Just so I know, because I don't want to be showing you guys something if you can't see. Oh, great. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so they can segment them. You could do too. Yeah, I know. And well, the thing is that pool noodles are so cheap that you can have a gazillion. The only thing you have to think about is the storage, but they are nice and cheap. But it's nice even for the vowels too, where you can segment some of the vowels and things like that. And we do tend to have some pretty common sounds too that we use there too. And again, like you guys were saying, with the WH questions or different, goals, you could put their goals on that way. I like my kids to be really aware of what their goals are. How do I store them? I store them, and I meant to grab it in my office, guys. I'm sorry. I can walk you through the house if you want, but I was... Okay, I could walk you guys through the house to go get it, but I literally just store mine I have a plastic bin I got from the Dollar Tree, and I store them in there. And I store them where I have them out in my therapy room, but again, because I do use them a lot for kids with, and you can see this is the one I cut, but it still works as far as like a stress ball. It still works, and it still would hang on to... I'm trying to multitask here with holding this. Let me sit this on my computer again. My official, high-tech tripod today. Since my other one's not, the actual tripod doesn't want to work. Tripod. But they'll still hang on there, too. So even if you do slice a hole, they tend to kind of form back together. So, But I just store them in, I just have a little red bin that I store them in my room, because you can fit a ton of them, and I cut up 3 different pool noodles, so you can store a ton of them. Now, I do have, yeah, there you go. Actually, yeah, that's true. I'll have to try the picture exchange system and see if some of my kids. I do have, the only thing I will caution you, and I don't know, I did have one little guy I thought, ooh, because he's very much of a sensory seeker, but this foam material, I discovered that foam material is one he likes to bite. So just be on the lookout for that. But yes, that would be very cool. But you can store a ton of them, and what's nice too is the kids love them. And some of the kids, I don't know about you guys, but I get kids that will come to my room that need a break behaviorally or different things, and we have the benefit of having our smaller groups. I see groups of up to about 5 kids typically. But you form those close bonds and those close relationships, and a lot of times those kids feel safe with you, and you kind of become their person. So I'll have kids that will kind of come along or join, one of my other groups just because they need a break. And if they want to take this with them, they can. I mean, I get, oh gosh, I don't even know. I would say 20 or more, probably more than that, out of a pool noodle. So it's something that if they want to take along one with them and they feel like they took it with them, they can. There was one little kid who used to like to take them and use them as little goggles to look at too. So you could do that too. Kids come up with some great things. So, but yeah, do you guys have, you guys could probably, think of a ton more ideas too. But so just to kind of recap on what we have so far. We had stress ball. We had the bug catcher, or really any straight rod you'd have. Prepositions, that's a great one too, and they're nice and light too. But yeah, prepositions, that's great. Hot glue them together, make goggles, and search for things around your room. Awesome idea. I love that. And again, cheap, not free, but cheap, very cheap, and easy and fun. And then we have, slicing them and putting them on the table. Lots of preschoolers expanding utterances with each piece. Yes, I love it. And the preschoolers love to play with them too, because you can stack them too. I didn't cut them completely straight, so they don't stack all, completely. But especially if you do a tower, they work pretty well. I'm sorry, I missed that last comment, guys. But yeah, so lots of ideas. I hope that will help your imagination think of ways and think of, if you're stuck in this dreaded never-ending winter like me, give you some reasons to think of the pool. At least you're like, oh, this is as close as I'm getting to a pool right now. So let's see, turn therapy room into a pool and float. Ooh, that's a good idea. I did do a Hawaii theme one year where it completely changed everything into Hawaii, and the kids wrote postcards to their parents and all kinds of stuff. And I haven't done that in a little bit. I might have to go do that again. That's a great idea. I think they would probably like that too. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip you guys around here so I can give you my contact information in case you guys have any questions or anything like that. And then I also want to tell you guys, hold on, let me give you guys my contact information first. Oh, Fruit Loops, yes, that is true. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So here is, let me see if this will focus in here. There you go. So there's my contact information. If you guys, basically you can find me at SLP Talk on any kind of social media. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks. You're so sweet. And thank you for your email too that you had given me. So that is my contact information. If you guys need any of that, just take a screenshot there. And then, oh, good. I'm glad. I love when we can, grab and get a new idea. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, thanks. I know. I love these shows too. I am loving it. So speaking of shows, since I'm on every Sunday night at 9 o'clock, next week, last week I told you guys I would do wiffle balls, which I most certainly can. And I will definitely talk about wiffle balls. But this weekend I've also been prepping for, I do a blowing bubbles for autism at my school. Well, people do it all around the country and actually all around the world. But I've been doing this for years it originated from a little guy I used to see in New Jersey. So, and I'm in Ohio now. So, but gosh, oh, he is in high school now, and he was a toddler when I met him. So you can figure that out. Oh, good. I'm glad you like using the digital counters. Good, good, good. Great. So next week, when I wanted you guys to give you guys the choice, I'll let you choose. Would you guys like to talk about wiffle balls next week and different things we can do with those, or autism awareness, since we're in April? And I can tell you guys how some different things that I've done. So if you wouldn't mind, put in the count. Oh, the counters aren't in yet. Yeah, sometimes they do take a little while, especially when they're mailed from far away. If you guys wouldn't mind, in the comments, just why don't you put a 1 for wiffle balls or 2 for autism awareness, and then we can decide what we will talk about next week. 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Oh, this is like pretty even Steven, guys. 2, 2, 2, 1. All right, so with that, 1, 1, okay. Okay, so what that tells me is you guys want to learn about both, which I love, and I love your enthusiasm. And so what I'm thinking is I could do one of two things. I could do autism awareness next week, so you guys would have enough time to prep for things if you needed to keep it in April, and then do wiffle balls the next week. Or if you'd like, what I can do is just do a double scope. But I'll do a scope about one, and then I'll just hop off and then hop on again and scope about both. Because I, want to make sure I get, the topics you guys want. So, and they're both fun things. The prep idea. Okay, so you like the idea of talking about autism awareness next week, and then the following week wiffle balls. Because I don't want to take too much of your time Sunday night, guys, if you guys have things to do. But if you want to hang with me, I'm good with 2 also. So, if you guys have a preference, put it in the comments. Bit indecisive, so I'm leaving this one up to you guys. You okay with 1 each week? Both? Okay, let's see. I'll tell you what. Why don't we do this? Why don't, okay, how about this? I'll do autism awareness next week, and then either one, okay. And then I will plan on the wiffle balls the following week. However, what I'll try to do is I'll try to stick it up on my blog earlier. And that way you guys can get some ideas too, and then we can talk about it too then. How does that sound, guys? Does that sound like it would work? All right, we'll try that. Sounds great? Okay, cool. Great, awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, well, I will let you guys go enjoy your Sunday night. Sounds good, perfect. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'll let you guys go enjoy your Sunday night. If you are heading into spring break, have an awesome week. I'm a little jealous, I'm heading out of it. But, and if you're heading into a week back, thank you. Enjoy your week back. We have a busy week this week too, so I'm excited. We have the blowing bubbles for autism. I'm doing, jury duty. Oh. Well, hopefully you get some, if you have to stay, hopefully it's some exciting case. It's like you can feel like you're at like a reality TV show. I don't know. I'm trying to find the positive part. Oh, it sounds like a lot of paperwork to catch up on when you get back though. So I'm sorry. But I will catch you guys next Sunday. Have an awesome week. And thank you for tuning in. Again, I'm Desiree from SLP Talk. And thank you for joining me. Have a great night, guys.